Welcome to a journey back in time to the land of Highlands, Haggis and Heather, Scotland. Today we delve into the lives of the powerful women who ruled this land, the Queens of Scotland. The concept of Scottish queenship is a fascinating one, interwoven with the rich tapestry of Scotland's past. It's a tale of power, struggle, and resilience, set against the rugged backdrop of this beautiful land. In the early chapters of Scottish history, we encounter the Pictish queens. These women wielded their influence in a society deeply rooted in Celtic traditions, where the role of women in power was both respected and revered. Their stories set the stage for the queens who would follow, each leaving their indelible mark on Scotland's history. Now, let's turn the pages of history and meet our first Queen of Scotland. Our first stop is the 11th century, where we meet Queen Margaret, a woman of devout faith and the first Scottish queen to be canonized. Born in exile, Margaret was a princess of the Old English royal line, who found her destiny intertwined with Scotland. Her marriage to King Malcolm III brought her to the Scottish throne, a union that would yield 8 children and a profound influence on the nation. Margaret's deep-seated faith led her to initiate religious reforms. She sought to align the Scottish Church with Roman practices, introducing new ecclesiastical laws and customs. Her efforts extended to everyday life, where she promoted literacy and the arts, and established rules of courtly etiquette. But it wasn't just about rules and reforms. Margaret's piety translated into acts of kindness. She was known for her charitable works, feeding the poor, caring for orphans, and aiding the sick. Her benevolence was so profound that after her death, miracles were reported at her tomb. In recognition of her unwavering faith and benevolence, Margaret was canonized by Pope Innocent IV in the mid-13th century, earning her the title of St. Margaret of Scotland. Her legacy as a saintly queen endures, and she continues to be celebrated in religious and secular circles alike. Queen Margaret's reign set a precedent for future queens of Scotland, a legacy of power, piety, and benevolence. Fast forward to the 14th century and meet the warrior queen herself, Isabella of Mar. She was more than just a royal consort, she was a force to reckon with, a queen who etched her name in the annals of history with her courage and determination. Isabella was the first wife of Robert the Bruce, the King of Scots. Her marriage to Robert was more than a political alliance, it was a partnership. Together they navigated the tumultuous waters of the Wars of Scottish Independence, a series of military campaigns fought between Scotland and England. Isabella was a beacon of strength during these trying times. While Robert was on the battlefield, she was his unwavering support system back home, managing domestic affairs and ensuring the welfare of their people. Despite the hardships and uncertainties, she never faltered. But Isabella's influence didn't stop at the castle walls. She was instrumental in the Battle of Bannockburn, a pivotal event in the Wars of Scottish Independence. This was more than just a victory for Scotland. It was a testament to the strategic acumen of Robert and Isabella. And so, Isabella of Mar left her mark, not just as a queen, but as a warrior in her own right. Her legacy is one of courage, resilience, and an unyielding spirit that refused to bow to adversity. Her life serves as a reminder that the queens of Scotland were more than just consorts to their kings. They were partners, strategists, and warriors. Isabella's bravery and resilience continue to inspire, proving that queens of Scotland were not just figureheads, but formidable leaders. Our final stop is the 16th century, where we meet one of the most controversial figures in Scottish history, Mary, Queen of Scots. Mary's reign was a tumultuous one, marked by scandal, political unrest, and personal tragedy. Born into royalty, Mary ascended to the throne while still an infant. Her early reign was relatively peaceful as she was betrothed to the Dauphin of France. However, the death of her husband threw her life into chaos. Upon her return to Scotland, Mary found herself in a nation divided by religious conflict. As a Catholic queen in a Protestant country, Mary's reign was fraught with tension. Mary's political struggles were further complicated by her personal life. She married her cousin, Lord Darnley, a union that was mired in controversy. Their marriage was tempestuous, marked by infidelity, murder, and betrayal. The murder of her husband, for which Mary herself was implicated, led to her abdication and imprisonment. Mary's final years were spent in the custody of her cousin, Elizabeth I of England. Accused of plotting against Elizabeth, Mary was tried and sentenced to death. Her execution marked the end of a reign filled with drama and intrigue. Mary's life was a rollercoaster of highs and lows. From her early years as a young queen, through her scandalous marriages and political struggles, to her tragic end, Mary's life was a whirlwind of drama and intrigue. Her story is a testament to the turbulent times that the Queens of Scotland navigated. Even in the face of adversity, Mary fought for her place in history, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to captivate us today. Mary's life was a whirlwind of drama and intrigue, a testament to the turbulent times that the Queens of Scotland navigated. In the twilight of our journey, we meet the last independent Queen of Scotland, Anne. Born in the late 17th century, Anne inherited the throne at a tumultuous time in Scottish history, her reign marked by political intrigue and power shifts. The most significant event of her reign was the Act of Union in 1707. This monumental act brought an end to Scotland's independence, merging the Scottish and English parliaments into a single entity. This was a move of immense political and economic significance, forever altering the course of history. Anne's reign was more than just politics, though. She was a patron of the arts, sponsoring cultural and intellectual growth throughout her kingdom. She left a lasting legacy, not only as a ruler, but as a woman of influence and power. Despite the controversies and challenges of her time, she navigated her role with strength and resolve, creating a legacy that would resonate through the centuries. Queen Anne's reign marked the end of an era, closing the book on the independent Queens of Scotland, but their stories continue to echo through the ages.